This message is going to be really raw because it just came to me today and it keeps coming, and God will not relent until I get it out into the atmosphere. So if you hear pages turning, it's what I just wrote down. I just wrote down exactly what I heard him say. So here it is. Here I was worried about how I would get this word out for lack of a platform. But my purpose is my platform. Your purpose is your platform. You can stand firm on that. So long as God is your foundation, then and only then will you be able to do and to be all that you were created, destined to do and be before the world was even made. God created you. He created us to be a blessing, to change this world into a place that looks and behaves like heaven. The kingdom of heaven, which is absolutely 100% positively a real kingdom. Okay? Just as the kingdom of darkness is absolutely positively 100% real. But we have not been called to honor nor serve the kingdom of darkness, which is really an inferior kingdom. It can only destroy. It tears down its citizens from the inside out and masquerades as if it's doing the world an honorable service. But no, it wounds, it maims, it shoots to kill all that will not bow the knee to its ungodly desires and goals. It pits one man against another in the name of superiority and supremacy. Although it is supremely inferior to beauty and true power and logic and love, you guys, and hope and forgiveness and mercy and kindness and gentleness and self-control, wisdom, justice, liberty, and the list goes on. But I will not keep silent a moment longer while my brothers and my sisters are dying in the streets, in the synagogues, in the churches, pews drenched with blood instead of praying hands. We've come to a supreme crossroads in our society where if we remain collectively silent in the face of violence and wicked atrocities that are wreaking havoc in our communities, then we face the very real and imminent danger of being complicit with the kingdom of darkness and its vile and reprobate acts. And I quote, "From one man, he made every nationality. All of humanity originates from the blood of one man." Listen to that. From one man. So how is it that we now take up the sword, pick up the gun, wield our tongue to kill, steal, and destroy our fellow man, our neighbors, our co-workers, our communities, without giving it a second thought? Now, even if I was a Darwinist and believed with all of my heart and soul that man evolved from apes, even if I held to that as my truth, even then would I find where we are now as a society completely disgusting and reprehensible, because the whole premise that underlies evolution is that there is growth, a forward and onward momentum that catapults us into a better tomorrow. That's at the core of evolution. Change that's for the better and enlightenment. However, we are not evolving from apes or anything else for that matter, but instead we are devolving into a very base, animalistic culture, a very caveman-like culture that says, be like this, whatever this is, or die. Die at my unforgiving, unrelenting, highly judgmental hand. When not even God, the supreme creator of the universe, operates like that. You guys, he is so secure in who he is, what he is, and what he has to offer, which is always a cut above everything else in the universe. But he is so secure in that he is willing, 100% willing, to give us the freedom to not choose him. He's willing to give us the freedom to choose, but just not him. Not choose him, not choose his ways, not choose his words, not choose his son. He is so secure in his identity as God. The I am that he extends an offer to us to live and move and be a part of his supernatural family, a part of this amazing supernatural kingdom. But then he sits back and he hopes that we all take his hand and answer in the affirmative. But at the same time, he understands and accepts fully that we will not all do so. We will not all choose him, and he knows that. Because it is a choice. The most important choice any of us living will ever make. Nevertheless, he extends to us that choice every day, hoping, waiting for us to say yes. So now he's sending me to ask you where you stand with all of this. Where do you stand, and where will you stand today? On the side of light that loves? Or is at least willing to learn to love people and souls who may not be like you, who may look different and behave different, respond different than you? Yet they are you. They are you because they have flesh and blood, just like you. They bleed and hurt and live and move just like you. No matter their religion or color or political stance, whatever the difference, they are humans. They are human beings, therefore they are you. Or will you stand with the kingdom and culture of darkness that has set their hearts and minds to oppose and kill everything and everyone who does not share in being the same? This group has no room in their hearts for diversity. This group protects and prefers only those who share the exact same ideas. This group prefers only one crayon in the box that holds a plethora of others. Think about that. They only want the box with one crayon in it. When there's a spectrum of color to choose from, but they only want the box with one crayon. Everything else has got to go. This group will holler out the name they give allegiance to as they seek to take your life, because they have not yet understood the value of a life, not even their own. This group has not yet understood that any God, creed, party, club, or whatever must be rooted and grounded in love to grow. Or you will only find yourself one day at the end of your own sword, or looking down the barrel of your own gun. For whoever sheds human blood, by humans shall their blood be shed. For in the image of God has God made mankind, and he made them male and female. And he called us to reproduce and multiply, replenish this earth and subdue it, not to kill it, not to destroy it, not to maim it. We've got so many people preoccupied and fixated on global warming, and yet your heart is cold. You're so conscious of the warming up of the planet and so preoccupied and obsessed with cooling down the planet so that we'll have longevity, so that we'll have a future. But your heart is so cold, would you even know it when it happened? Work on the warming of your heart. And so instead of global warming, work on the warming up of your heart. Because there's too many hearts out there that are so frigid, they're so cold. against flesh and blood, against fellow man, that they've lost their sense of direction. So get in tune. Get in tune with love. Reconnect with love and hope and goodness in the things that are beautiful. God says, whatever things are lovely and virtuous and honest and worthy of praise. He says, meditate on these things. God is not opposed to meditation. Just what are you meditating on? Meditate on what's good and beautiful, and you won't even want to hurt people. You won't want to kill anyone. If you set your mind, like you set a clock, you set your mind on love. Love will produce that which you set your mind on. There is an action that will come forth from the thought. And you'll find yourself doing things and behaving in a way and saying things that perhaps you didn't even think you were capable of. But when you set your mind, you set your affection on love, and what does love do? Then the result is loving actions, loving words. What can I do to help? What can I do to heal? Not what I can do to tear down and maim and kill somebody. In the name of whatever God you serve. If any God you're serving, if you feel like he or it or whatever you're calling it is telling you to go and kill somebody in that God's name, then that God is not a God. That God is a coward. That God is a coward. That God is not even a God. We'll just say it's I don't even know what it is. But it's dark and it's demonic. It's not God. God is love. God is love. God is mercy. God is forgiving. So whether you are in the family of the Jews, whether you descend from the family of the Muslims, or whether you descend from the families of the Christians, these are the three dominant religions of this earth. And if any one of us ever thinks that we have heard our God within those respective religions tell us to go out and kill somebody in the name of love, then you need to check your theology. You need to really check your theology back up and ask God to open up your eyes. Open up your eyes. Liberty Dawn United.